Welcome back, guys. This is, you've probably seen this vehicle before. This is my '02 Chevy Avalanche, and we went over a few things that are common issues on these engines in the previous video, and thanks for all the views and everything. I really appreciate it. But I've been driving this thing here and there, and I've been starting to smell burned oil, and I did some inspection and looking around and found my valve covers have started leaking. So I thought, instead of just, it's an easy job, instead of just zipping through it and getting it done, I thought I'd make a video out of it for some of you that might have some leaking valve covers. You can see they're really not that hard to do, and I'll show you the steps along the way, and we can take care of the leak today. So we'll go ahead and get started. So we're going to get started today, and first thing we're going to do is take the ignition coil carrier off. It holds all 4 coils, and get down to the gasket. This is the gasket here. This is what's causing our issue. It's just like a silicone rubberish type gasket, and these go bad and the oil starts leaking past and it drips on your exhaust manifolds, and then you get the burning oil smell. So we'll go ahead and start with the first steps and get this valve cover off. So the first thing we're going to do is remove the electrical connections, and as you can see in this clip here, it looks like you'd have to remove all these little electrical connectors to each coil and pull all the spark plug wires off, but you don't have to do that on these. The only electrical connection we're going to remove is the center one. It's white grayish colored, and then we're going to undo the bolts, and we're just going to lay that aside. That way we don't have to undo all these spark plug wires and all these individual connections. It'll make it a lot easier for you. We also have to take this out of the way. Go ahead and start with that. And then we'll take this little blue keeper off of here and hook this just like so. And the next thing we're going to do is there's 1, 2, 3, 4. I think that's it. 4 or 5 of these. You don't want to take these loose that are hold the coils to the bracket, just the ones that have a stud sticking up out of them. Those are the ones we're going to be taking off. As you can see, the coil carrier bracket just comes off. There are no other real electrical connections. This is a little gray colored holder for this little harness here. Let me get this out of here. Go. We'll just lay that down in there, out of the way, just like so. It looks like you'd have to remove a whole bunch of connectors and things, but you don't. Just one main connector, a couple of little clips that hold harnesses, and then it just lays aside. Next thing we're going to do is take this PCV hose off. And then we're going to take these 8mm bolts down the center off. Usually the PCV valve just pulls out with it and just set it aside. As you can see, it's been leaking oil onto the manifolds there. That's my smell that I'm getting. There's one. Two. Three. Four 8mm bolts, and that comes right off. It comes off easy because it's been leaking oil, which separated the seal. You can see wet oil all along the gasket here, and that's just where it's been leaking. The little blue gasket I showed you here before we took it off, here's the bad one. The rubber is just shrunk or compressed and it doesn't seal anymore. So we're going to clean this up and put a new gasket on it. Just take some brake cleaner and clean out the groove. Take a rag and clean that. Clean any debris out of the way. Just like so. We'll get some compressed air and blow that out. These have three little dimples, and they match up to these dimples here. Okay. Spray silicone on it. The reason for this is when we go to set it on the mating surface, it seats nicely, the rubber doesn't stick, and you can get it lined up. The other side is really dirty. We're going to clean the grommet area out. Once this is all done, you can take it to a car wash and use low pressure only and clean this off. Okay, it's ready to go back on. We'll get a rag and soak it in some brake cleaner, parts cleaner. Go along and clean the mating surface. Clean the oil off of it. Now's a good time. You can look at your rocker arms, and really you're probably not going to see a whole lot. Make sure nothing's bent or broken, but you would know that if it was running really bad. Looks pretty clean in there. Now we're going to slide this back on. You see it slides around nice and easy because I put the silicone on it. So let it sit there. Some of these kits come with new grommets. It's really up to you. You can inspect it and make sure it's not torn or swollen or damaged. If it was a customer's vehicle, I would just replace them. But since it's mine, I choose not to. I'm not going to. I know that it's not leaking, it's no issue, and I got the gasket kit cheaper without the grommets. Really, it's up to you if you want to change these out. Again, for a customer, I would, but for my own vehicle, I choose not to. So I am going to clean them off, though. You'll have to kind of move it around until you get the hole lined up. You'll feel it start threading in. You don't want to just start putting these in and use a power tool to put them in, because the thing that these love to do is cross thread or strip out the threads in the head. And that's happened to me before when we went to remove them and it stripped it out. We had to go oversize and put new threads, and it was a real pain.
Car Wizard, does it matter which one you start with?
When you take them out, it's kind of like a head bolt or something. You start with the outside and go in, and when we go to tighten them down, we'll start with the center ones and go out. It pushes the pressure outwards. Okay, now we're going to snug down starting in the center. From this point, we're just going to barely put it snug. Okay, the next step we're going to do, these get torqued to 106 inch-pounds, and if you have a torque wrench at home, you can go ahead and torque it to that. I've done countless sets of these, and I know there's a steel spacer that when that bottoms out, you're done. You don't go any further. I kind of got a feel for it, but at home, if you have a torque wrench, it's 106 inch-pounds. I tighten them to the steel spacer right there. Stop. Don't go too crazy on these. You'll strip them out. There's not much strength there. It's real easy to turn, and then all of a sudden it gets hard. That's where you stop. Let's go ahead and put in our PCV valve. And it just pushes in the hole there. Now we're going to put our ignition coil bracket back into place. Line up all the holes there. Put all your bolts back in. One thing to keep in mind is not to get your bolts upside down. They'll go in either way, and you'll have it like that. The flat portion of the stud needs to go towards the valve cover. I've come across these when I've done tune-ups or spark plugs, and I'll see these things upside down. I know somebody's been in there. I don't know, I guess they used a wrench and got under it. It seems like they would have noticed that, but anyways, make sure they're the right way down. We can tighten these all down. Again, I don't like to use power tools going back in, because if you strip these out, you have to re-tap it, put a different bolt in, or it's not very fun. Again, just go to it stops and maybe a 1/8 of a turn, and that's it. These don't need to be very tight. Go through and make sure you didn't miss one. There's 5 of them. Really, you can do this side over here with an 8mm, a 10mm, and a small screwdriver. Plug our connection back in. Okay, and we got a couple of these to put back on. And that's that. That side's done. Again, you can take it to a car wash. Don't use high pressure because you can get water into the connectors, but use low pressure. You can wash all this off and get the oily smell gone. Clean up the valve cover. Now we'll do the other side. This is the passenger side, and it's going to be an identical procedure as the driver's side. You won't have a PCV valve or anything to worry about. You'll have, don't yank on this too hard or twist it. It can snap. You're going to have to, you can either unbolt this or kind of maneuver everything around it. You'll have these heater hoses in your way. It's a little bit more maneuvering on this side, but as far as taking it off and put it back on, it's the same procedure. Got your electrical connector, a couple of these gray retainer for the looming there. You'll take your ignition coil bracket and just lay it to the side, and same thing as the other side. So I'm going to do that off camera, but that just shows you what to look for on this side. So if you've got an oily smell going on your Tahoe, Suburban, Avalanche, Silverado, Yukon, whatever you got, check around the edges of the valve cover, or look at the exhaust manifolds. If you've got oil seeping down, very likely you've got a valve cover gasket leaking, and just what we showed you here will take care of that problem and wash it off under low pressure and the car wash, and you'll be back in business. On these, like the bolts that we've done here, if I spent time and torqued every single blinking bolt there is, I might as well not even be in business, because a 2-hour job that pays 2 hours will take me 4. You can't do, I mean, you go into the dealerships and you see they do this same job, they wouldn't torque most of those bolts. They zip them on, get it out the door. You can't run a professional shop and worry about torque everything. I know a guy who worked in the dealership during the years of the Dodge Neons when they were blowing head gaskets. They literally would just unbolt the head bolts, lift it up this far, slide the old gasket out and put the new one in and send it out the door. Does that meet proper specifications? No, but that's what they did, and it was factory authorized. You know, this worrying about being perfect on everything, that's not going to happen in a shop. It's just the way it is. I hope that helps you guys if you got a leak, get you back on the road and not having to smell oil. And if you like the tools that I use here, check my Amazon affiliates and see if there's some on there you'd like to purchase. Hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell, and for my favorite little nephew, hi Ethan, how are you doing today? Thanks for watching.